Haley, how are you?
I feel like I'm rushing today. I just got home and then I have a work trip tomorrow, so I am running.
Where are you going tomorrow?
I have to go back to Detroit.
Mm.
Thankfully, a Delta hub. Hashtag.
Okay. Yep. Sky team. I love it. Yep.
They just a quick little, going to visit one of my clients because they just gave us a bunch more hotels. So,
Oh, that's amazing. That is
yeah.
amazing.
How is it down in Music City?
It's good. It's same old, same old. So Dua Lipa a week or two ago. That was great. Saw the prom on Sunday. Uh,
Jeff,
this weekend is Dear Evan Hansen. So I'll be seeing that a few times. I'm pretty excited.
this isn't strong enough. Hey, Mark. Hello, guys. Remember, if you're on Facebook, make sure you give us a dash. Let us know who you're here. But we got Mark and Beach Bum Dave. It is Tuesday. Jason, there's a lot of people watching us on YouTube today, from what I'm noticing. Josh Carruthers. We can't believe he's not here
Absolutely.
either.
I know. It was a year today. A year today. And minus just one or two times. We've missed very few weeks.
I dare say that we've easily done at least 45 of those 52 weeks.
Oh, at least. At least. At least. Yes, at least. So
So, what are we doing for our anniversary, Jason? Are we going to go out, celebrate, pop some bubbly?
yeah, I'm gonna open the bottle of champagne right now. I'm
Excellent.
drinking my Starbucks ordered extra pumpkin literally for me. So I'm still able to get pumpkin cream cold brews.
You're not going to get that same luxury next year.
I know. I know.
Very sad. But
I
for all
know.
you YouTube watchers in here, which is the vast majority from what I'm seeing, we have something to tell you this broadcast. But we're going to wait for our little official anniversary post to talk about it.
Mm.
So,
So
Jason,
how
I have a question for you. You and I have very beautiful, this is totally like off topic. We have very beautiful high end designer travel bags.
yeah, okay.
Lucius.
I mean, I use my Tumi Missoni more lately, but
And why is that? Like I love traveling with my Lewis. He's not practical.
it's so big. So I love it for like going
Oh,
to
Wendy.
like I a weekend or two ago crashed at a friend's house. Like I brought the dogs, we watched football, we're gonna be up late, and I was like, I don't want to drink and drive. I just crashed in their extra bedroom, right? So that was a nice time to bring that bag, right? Now, I do think I might bring it on. I'm going to Europe for 2 weeks, kind of three times this year, and I could see me bringing that as instead of a third piece of luggage. I don't know.
Do you know what it
Three pieces of luggage is that's a lot to
not true?
check.
Yeah.
Because two's easy. You can just hold the two in like one hand. I don't know. Three pieces of luggage getting off a ship too is just
A
uh,
nightmare. And this is gonna make me sound just like an old lady or something here. But ever since I like ruptured those discs in my back, carrying that on my shoulder with my camera, my laptop, my iPad, clothes, and shoes,
mhm.
miserable on my.
Yeah. So I don't mind the duffel, but I can kind of put it on top of the luggage. But I
Yeah, this
love
is where I'm going in transit. I will put it on top.
I love my Toomey bag though. That Missoni, I love it. I know some people here think it's ugly, um, and that's okay. I will just always remember being at the Athens airport, and there were two women, and we all had different pieces. I had the work bag. One person had like a little bitty messenger bag, and someone else had like a little wristlet. And we were all like, ah, ah, like the Spider Man meme. We were all like,
That's
like
funny. Wendy says you need a Sherpa.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know either. I'm like gonna go take a gander right now
I don't
since we
know
still have a
what that
minute left.
is.
Let's see here.
Well, it is top of the hour for
Oh,
me,
it
so
did
we
just
will
turn top of the
save
hour.
this for later. Well, guys, good morning. It's Tuesday. It's 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. in Nashville, Tennessee. That means it is time for Today in Travel, where we bring you all the latest travel news, not just cruises, not just land resorts, hotels, credit card hacks, flight hacks, everything it is to do with travel. I am Jason Poole. I am a travel advisor with Cruise Planners and an American Express travel representative. And I love talking about cruises, airlines, European land travel, all inclusive resorts in the Caribbean, everything about travel. Where if I lack anything in travel, it's our hotel guru. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Haley. I own the hotel sales support company, Hospitality with a Flair, and have a travel blog. Love all forms of travel like Jason. And this is all that we talk about, even after the
It is.
show, before the show. You think that there's like a time where we'd get sick of it or there's nothing else to discuss? And it doesn't happen.
No, in fairness, we probably don't. I would say our topic of travel has kind of evolved, right? We've been really honing in on like hotel and airline stuff lately.
And loyalty
So
stuff, loyalty,
loyalty.
points hacking.
Yeah, guys, I have a free night with a hotel brand, and I keep on using Haley. You tell me no. So
Well, he goes to use it on dumb things, and then when he wants to use it, he's like, "Oh, let me pick spring break to try to use my free night because the hotel's going to let me use this coupon."
see, this is all we talk about, guys. This is all we talk about. Okay, time to get serious. Let's get on it. All right,
Yeah.
Haley, what's the agenda for
So,
today?
first agenda for today is let's see here. Oh, that is the wrong one. Anyways, so our first agenda is it's our 1 year anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. So, Jason, we have been discussing this for a minute, and we
Mhm.
actually have something that's very exciting to tell all of you. So, we're still going to be using this Restream multicast
Yep.
system, but we are going to be creating a home base YouTube channel.
I love
So,
it.
what that means is instead of going to my YouTube channel to catch a replay and whatnot, we're going to be making an actual Today in Travel YouTube channel that this will sub to. We're also going to be posting little videos and tips. So some of these things that we talk about, we're talking about posting videos on, how to go through the Amex portal and see some of your offers that you can add to your
Hmm.
card, like how to use Google Flights. So some of these extra tips, it's going to be a homing beacon for some of these great travel tips that we talk about. If you watched a broadcast a couple weeks ago, we're like, oh my gosh, how do you do that? Like I heard them talk about it. It's going to be housed in a
I
Today
love it.
YouTube channel.
Just trying to make short, concise videos, right? It's like sometimes when you go to YouTube, some of these videos are 20, 30, 60 minutes long, and no one has time to do that, right? So we're going to continue to try to bring you this information in the Today in Travel format, just short, concise, just the facts, not a lot of fluff for the after shows.
Absolutely. Those are after hours events. All right.
Okay. Well, guys, we had to talk about the crisis in Ukraine. It is affecting many aspects of the travel industry, not as much as you would think, and we'll get to that later. But Russia, Ukraine, those are very popular cruising destinations. And as you can imagine, there's been some changes. So Viking has a very popular itinerary called Kiev and the Black Sea. They have decided to just completely cancel all itineraries that go to Ukraine. It stinks, but I understand. Norwegian and Oceania, same company, have decided to already just pull out of porting in St. Petersburg, Russia. The cruises are still happening. They said they're working on finding other ports. The Carnival Cruise Line, the Carnival Corporation, so that's Carnival, Holland America, Cunard, Princess. So Carnival itself doesn't really go to Russia, but Holland, Princess, Cunard have a lot of sailings that are going to Russia. Um, I'm on one of those sailings. Spoiler alert.
I'm
And
anxious to see.
where we're going. So they said changes are coming. They said changes are coming. The Royal Caribbean Group, so that's Royal Celebrity Silver Seas, says they are evaluating and monitoring the situation, but they expect changes to come. So, guys, one reason that cruising is safe is they're not going to put you in a situation in an unsafe country. Right? Years ago, I was supposed to go to Turkey. We were supposed to dock in Ephesus. There was a military coup. We didn't go, right? These multi-billion-dollar companies are not putting their ship and thousands of people in danger. So if you have a cruise booked and it's going to Ukraine or Russia, you're probably not going to go to that port.
Safe to say.
Yes.
So new updates. We're like last week we talked about Instacart now giving you Delta points. Like you're seeing apps starting to evolve, include more options. Now through Uber, you're actually going to be able to book tickets and dinner reservations. And I love that one-stop shop. I think we talked about a couple months ago, even in the Hilton app, I believe. When you land and pull up your confirmation, whatnot, there is a button for Lyft. You click on it, already loads the hotel address. I am all for travel automation.
When I am in the Delta app, you can just push the Lyft button and it just it is already pulling and get you where you want to go. So I think this is great, especially for going to a city where you don't know very well. This is going to be a great way to see attractions, find popular dinner reservations, and just book them directly in the Uber app. So great. And remember, if you have an American Express Platinum card, you get a $15 a month Uber credit. So it's a good way to use your Platinum American Express.
Absolutely. I am so excited about this next one, Jason.
This is exciting.
Is opening their first international PreCheck. That's not like pre-clearance. Like this is PreCheck. I am so excited for this.
Right. So if you guys what are we talking about? What are we talking about pre-clearance? So the United States Customs has 15 or 16 pre-clearance airports where they service. That basically means you do customs in the foreign country's airport. Like Haley and I flew home one time from Vancouver, and they had a customs agent or custom area, including global entry, right, to go through customs. Well, when you go through customs, you still have to go through regular security. And this is where TSA PreCheck is going to be great, right? Because when we flew home, Haley, from Nassau last year, we are able to pre-clearance, so I go through customs in Nassau, which is great. But then we have to go through regular security, take off our shoes, take off our belt, right? But now you don't have to. So I hope this is a trend we see expanding. But TSA PreCheck is now in Nassau, NAS.
I would hope that it does. So I mean, I know it might sometimes sound trivial, like, oh, you gotta take your shoes off. And yes, I have some great shoes. My Kiziks let me slide in, slide out. But depending on how you travel, for example, when I travel, like you, Jason, I have a laptop because I'm working, or an iPad. I have all my camera gear, my battery packs. And even, for example, when I came home from Barcelona on Friday, I got that express line for security, but their definition of electronics is everything. I had to take out every charge pack, every wire, and it makes me so thankful to have PreCheck when I do.
Yeah, when it's PreCheck, domestic PreCheck, I take nothing out of my bag. I take the bag and just throw it in. I don't take anything out of my bag.
It's so nice.
Yeah,
especially when you all pack just so. It's just
Right, right.
Uh,
No, I agree. And I pack way too much stuff.
all right, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Yeah, is it safe to travel to Europe? So, being a travel advisor, I've been getting lots of questions about this, right? Like, is my Mediterranean cruise going to be okay? Is my Greek Isles cruise going to be okay? Is my Baltics cruise going to be okay? Is my land vacation to Germany going to be okay? And guys, I think for the most part, the answer is yes. Right now, the conflict is pretty well contained to Ukraine. The states that neighbor it are receiving a lot of refugees. So, Poland's gotten a couple 100,000. Poland's not a super popular travel destination. Um, so the more popular destinations, your Londons, your Baltic countries, minus Russia, your Barcelona, Rome,
France, Spain, Italy, your classics.
those are all going to be a-okay, right? Can I predict how this conflict will hopefully not expand? I mean, I can't, right? But as it is right now, look, I have 3 trips planned for Europe this year. One of them was supposed to go to Russia, which I don't think is going to happen, but I'm totally going to be okay sailing in the Baltic Sea, very close to Russia, because if Russia attacks an American cruise ship, that's that's the end of the world. That is the end of everything. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and
So you go to Europe, right? I mean, you were just there,
it's just there. I mean, to think what's crazy. So where I was in Europe is the equivalent of when I am home to Florida distance wise.
right? Right.
And there was no real worry, hush. People just, it really wasn't like it was in the news, but it wasn't like fear. There's no fear mongering. And here's my thing. I've
Right.
been getting asked that question, like, oh my gosh, like, are you doing
Right.
this, and that? And I actually had to move my Italy trip, not for this reason in April, but doing something a little different in December. So now I'm tentatively going to Hawaii in April instead, but I do have some backups in Europe. Um, you are not guaranteed tomorrow. Now, would
Yeah.
I say like go like book a trip to, you know, Kyiv right now or maybe Poland?
Right.
Probably not. But you could walk out your door, get in your car, and get into a failed, devastating car accident. Like there are people that find out every day that they are terminally ill. Like you are just not promised tomorrow. And as long as you're not flying into a 50-mile radius of a war zone, I just I had no problem with it. I would still go.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah. So, guys, it's just be safe. I mean, yeah. I mean, don't.
And it's all based on what you're comfortable with.
Right. Right. I mean, but yeah. So the answer is I would totally go, and hopefully the conflict ends soon and doesn't expand. Of course, if it becomes a much larger conflict, then Haley and I will revisit this topic. But as it is right now, it is very contained. It's not minimizing how terrible it is. It's
No,
just
absolutely not.
it's just contained.
Heartbreaking. So we have a travel tip coming up here, and I know that you guys think that we're Amex fangirls over here, and that is probably true. But
So
there are just so many benefits.
there's so many facets to it, right? So, we were talking a couple weeks ago when Ken Jarvis was on here about like ways to save money on international flights. So, a lot of companies have, or a lot of airline companies do like bulk rates. Think of them like group rates, right? People kind of understand what a group rate is at a cruise or a hotel. So, airlines don't call them group rates, they call them bulk rates or wholesale rates. And American Airlines and United do a lot in the way of bulk rates. I was talking to a client the other day. Was able to quote her a rate that was about $1,100 off United.com. right? So, that bulk rate could save her $1,100 on business class, right? Well, our beloved Delta doesn't really do a ton of bulk rates, okay? They don't do a ton. Um, but there is a way to save money on Delta international flights and other airlines. It's just another tool in the toolbox. So American Express has this program with their Platinum card, Centurion card, and then the business equivalent that not a lot of people talk about. It's called the American Express International Flight Program. And basically, you just book your international flight via Amex Travel and you just check the rates. And on average, premium economy is around $150 less expensive than the website. Business class is about $300 less expensive than the website, and first class is about $600. We don't do a ton of first class in the three American airlines. That's La Premiere with Air France, right? But like your Delta ones on average for $300. So I just booked business class to Europe for a cruise coming up in the spring. It's going to Russia. And I could not find that flight cheaper anywhere. Couldn't find a bulk rate, but the Amex International airline program saved me $300 on the flight. Not huge, but it was a saving $300. And all of a sudden, that yearly fee of $695 is really easy to justify if you know how to use the card.
Yes. There's so many facets. There's that, there's offers, there's just the credits that you get in general. Like, I make money on this card.
I do too. I mean, not to mention the cruise privilege program. Every time you book a cruise, you just get extra onboard credit. Like it's
Yeah.
just there's so many ways. So
That is a
all right,
fascinating.
so great tip.
So nobody posted a question, but Jason and I decided to take this posting that Ken Jarvis posted in the group yesterday. He always has that good, juicy intel. So the story is, was it a long haul flight, Jason?
It was a long haul flight. It was from the United States to Japan. This couple was going to fly to Japan.
Married.
12-hour, a married couple, the 12-hour flight, and they were going to book economy, or they did book economy. 12-hour flight to Japan. They were going to vacation there for a while. And the husband received an upgrade offer to business class, and he took it. He rated a seat
With miles, correct?
with miles. I'm sure the offer gave him a dollar amount and miles. I would assume
Based on what we see, yeah.
they was to see. So the wife got upset because she was still in economy, and her husband was going to be up in business class, and she was like, "I need you to go back to. I need you to go back to economy." And he said, "No, I'm not going to do it." And she got very upset. He ended up eventually paying for her to go up there. I cannot imagine what he paid for that seat. So the question is, was the husband wrong to upgrade himself originally and not his wife to business class on a long haul flight when they are, his words, not mine, we would only be sleeping anyway?
So I think he's a jerk. Personally speaking. No, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I have taken comp upgrades over my husband domestically. But even, for example, when we did our Alaska cruise with Olivia, Olivia and I got upgraded comp to Delta One.
Okay.
And Jeff being gold, because I got my +1 with her, didn't quite hit it. So we saw what the upgrade differential was and brought him up. So I almost kind of like will use my comp upgrades and then pay for either Jeff or Olivia, because then I'm like, then I'm technically getting 3 tickets for less than it traditionally costs. But I just thought that was.
I mean, as a single guy, I'm not qualified to comment. I am not.
Well, I think, if you're like newly dating somebody, think there could be a little leg room in that. But if
True,
you're
right,
married, sharing a lot of different things, I think the playing field is a little different.
As a resident single guy here, I am going to say no. I would say I'm going to be Switzerland a neutral, but even Switzerland's not neutral these days.
No.
It's Switzerland. So yeah, but look, I mean, as a human being, I can recognize if someone's a jerk, right? I mean, I would, yes. I mean, the guy was.
You know what surprises me though? Like, why weren't they on the same ID then? Because you would think that, like, when I get that upgrade offer,
yeah, could have booked it separately.
I'm just curious as to why they.
So sometimes when you book a flight, you often see the like only one left at this price. And so what I do for clients a lot of time is I'll book the flights for them. I'll do it like, one on my Mac, one on my iPad at the same time. And so then there's 2 locator codes.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Yeah. But funny story, I personally don't think I would leave my spouse back there. But I don't know. I mean, that's for the after hours show.
After hours. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. As a reminder, in the next coming weeks, we are going to be still doing this multicast, but we are going to officially have a Today in Travel YouTube page that's going to host all of these broadcasts for you to review in one place, as well as additional short tips videos for some of the things that we talk about. So keep an eye out. If you guys would like to join our group, if you're new here, please join us at todayintravel.live. That is where you can find us. And anything else, Jason, before we wrap this up?
That's it. A lot of our followers in our group are getting on the Wonder of the Seas inaugural on Friday. So guys, post pictures, videos. We want to see what the Wonder of the Seas looks like. So guys, take care. Thank you for joining us. If you're traveling to Florida for the Wonder, safe travels. And Haley,
oh my gosh,
here's 1 year down. Here's to 1 more year and many more to come.
Yes, we'll see if this is longer than my marriage.
Or mine. Right. All right.
All right, bye.
Bye.